While many parents say that while the government should work on providing education to all kids and explore the different methods of teaching in the pandemic, they should not force going to school. For many schools, online methods are working well, and there are also parents are still not comfortable sending their kids to school. And currently, let's connect to one parent, Rajesh Shekhar from Hyderabad. Let's talk to him. Hello, sir. Sir, schools are getting up for reopening, so would you like to send your kid to school?
Opening of schools, not exactly we are planning to send off students or like children to school as the cases are increasing day by day.
True.
And like foreign countries also like as they have reopened the school after getting increase in cases, they got shut down and like same scenario is going to happen in India.
Okay.
So it is not suggestible to open schools now.
True. Okay, so why so? Like it's almost 7 months that schools are away from the schools and they are into digital classes so far. And why not when whole world is trying to get back to normal? Why couldn't we? And why not willing to send your school children to school? And why are you so reluctant for letting your children to school?
Yeah, it is more than 7 months like they are sitting at home, but it is not necessary to send children in this worst time. As well, like earlier when government have announced that they are going to reopen the schools, we were very happy. But like, soon after we got to know that cases are quite increasing day by day. So from there onwards, like we have decided until unless like the cases are not going to stop or like not going to decrease, we are not going to send. So actually, government earlier has taken a step like about like online classes. So we would like to proceed with that. Like we would like to ask management to continue with online classes for like this year. So like if at all if in between this year like in this academic year if at all if the cases are decreasing or like condition is the situation is good, then we'll definitely send our children back to school.
Okay, so sir, what kind of impact does this long gap of education, long gap of uh, schooling for the students has brought onto their minds? And what is your observation of your children and their activities? Do you find any difference in their behavior?
Yeah, after like schools got shut down, there are the impact on students like could be seen as earlier like when they used to go to like traditional classes, they used to be like active and physically fit. But like after when they are sitting back home to online classes, they are going with like they are not physically that fit as they could not perform any physical activities like exercises or anything. And they are like we are getting some of the complaints like they are having some eye dryness and headache kind of issues that they are facing.
Okay, so are they also facing mental stress because eye redness and eye irritations are turned out to be common among students as they are facing the screens for a longer duration? And also we would like to know if your children are facing any kind of mental distress.
So they are going through. As I said you, like not only mental stress, like they are not physically that active fit, and they are like falling sick for like alternate week or like alternate month, sitting back home. The diet what they used to follow, they are not proper. They are not
Yeah.
So I cannot take chance again.
That's true. Sir, well, on the other part, kids are also curious to get back to the schools. And a part of kids are also willing to switch to the digital era completely, and they wanted to learn everything from online classes. So, what do you suggest for your children? What would be right for your children? Like, if the digital era continues, like if the online classes continues, forever, will you be letting this allow to like suggest the government to continue the same way?
No, for like entire like completely, we will not definitely agree with that thing. But
Okay.
for her, something for like some span until if there's a cure of like a COVID or like cases are decreasing, for that thing like that we are fine for that. But like if at all if government is planning for like entire school thing via online classes, so definitely we are not definitely will not agree with that.
Okay. So then, what do you think? How long this online classes would go on, and when a government can take a break?
Until unless like cases are not getting decreased or like the situation is not well, we cannot take risk on like our children's life.
That's
It
there.
is not small disease like what country or like what the world is facing. As like we are very much aware about and how serious the case is. So why should we take risk on our children's life?
True.
And government should like proceed with online classes. It should not affect to any of the children's like career or life. As education is like a must and mandatory nowadays. So government should move on with online classes until unless we have any cure or like cases are decreasing.
Okay. So, sir, according to a few of the parents, that they claim that we should not take the false impression that COVID is gone. So, we would like to know, according to you, the strength of COVID transmission is gone or still alive? So,
Hello.
yes, sir. So, according to you, the strength of COVID transmission, if it is gone or still alive? If the transmission of COVID is happening still among the people, like by touch to touch, by contact.
Yes, yes. So, all these things like transmission, like and all this, if at all, if like government is willing to open the schools, like childrens, they have to go to school, and some of the students are able to like maintain all these like norms, like maintaining social distancing, keeping like maintaining their hygiene, and other things. Like some of the students can do, but not every student can do. And like this disease is like this is like a worst disease. Like if at all if a person is coming in contact like in touch, so there are like high chances of the other students also getting the COVID. So and schools and like public places are the very like are the places where like cases can increase, like transmission of like COVID can happen there.
That's true. So, Western countries are already observing a surge in the second wave, while experts are there could be a second wave in India also during the festive season. So, what are you suggesting for all the parents and for your children to handle the situation if the second wave comes in India? And then, what would be your suggestion for the entire uh, Indian government on the educational aspects? So then, if the second wave is happening in India, so would you like to uh, continue with the same digital era, or would you like to go on with the traditional classrooms with a kind of certain measures taken?
Hmm. So here I would like to tell parents through like your channel, like every much principal is also a teacher,
True.
and they can also teach, or they can also take a classes to the children, like at least not for entire day, but at least for a hour or two, where if at all if, they they have to look over like the children's career, like education also. While a student is going through online classes, it is like our duty to talk to teachers, and it is our duty to talk to our children, whether they are lacking somewhere in subject or something. So if at all if they are lacking somewhere, like it is our responsibility to teach them again. This is how like in today's time we have to manage. So and it is also a very like good thing, like teaching our children, like they are like in our like teenagers, like when we are not married, we used to have a like a hobby, like I should also become a teacher, and I should also teach to students and children. So now we got a chance, if at all if we think in that way. So here like we have to take care of our children by our own self, uh, and rest like online classes, like they are going through that, and they are gaining the knowledge, whatever like in subject, in education and everything. But here I would like to tell each and every parent to take care of your children by your own.
Okay. So, on other hand, there are few educationalists who give out their suggestions to balance, to have a right balance, which is necessary in education, as a section of students were unable to reconnect to online education due to various factors like lack of infrastructure, electricity, devices, or any kind of connectivity issues, and that's how the students have lost the connection with the education in this pandemic. And this time, to reverse school locking, what would you like to give out your opinion for the school managements to ensure each and every student of their school gets an education? So what kind of strategies the school management can adopt?
So management should, I would not like to suggest, or I would not like to advise like management should do this or that. It's better like we have already waited for like 7 long months. It's better to wait for some more time. I would not like to advise or tell management to take risk on students' life. It is not one or two. It is like many. It is like hundreds or thousands. So if at all if we lack somewhere, like in some of the place or some of the time, it will take a very drastic like thing. So I would not like to take a risk on at least my children's life, advising management to do some other things, like I would not like to advise, neither like I would not like to suggest or anything. I would like to keep my children at home. If at all if they are not going with online classes, I will take some of the time. I will take off from my office, or like my job or something. I will like to spare time with them,
Okay.
and they'll be
So,
happy in front of me. Like I will treat.
yeah. So on the same lines here, the central government in its Unlock 5.0 guidelines, which laid down norms for the reopening of schools. So like cut shorting the timings and for the reopening of schools, which decided by the individual state governments anyway, but they have some posted some norms for the schools across the nation, like cutting down the strength of the classrooms, shortening the time periods, and not mandatory for the attendance and assignments, and also standard operation procedures were also and other norms also supposed to implement for a mandatory basis because of the pandemic. So would you say if this kind of measures would help the school managements to reopen anyway, and with all the measures which the Indian government has uh, enforced for the school management, will that contribute any kind of benefits for schools and the school students to get back to the normal classrooms?
Government is trying to implement new things like cutting off, like chopping off the study hours, and they are asking to maintain proper hygiene, like sanitizing of like stuff and all. But I will tell you one thing, like if at all if we chop the timing, that is not the solution. It is not. It is not like we are chopping off the COVID or Corona. We are just chopping off the things. Like we in India, we don't have that kind of infrastructure. If at all, if we need to maintain like a distance, whatever, like 4 to 6 feet. So the students, the number of students will not fit in that particular room. For that thing, they have to have like 2 to 3 rooms for one class. If it all, like if we talk about standard wise, like first standard, second standard, third standard, fourth standard. So in that way, like if I talk about like 1 to 10 standards, they have to have like 30 rooms or 20 rooms. That kind of infrastructure we don't have in India for like all the institutes of our schools. In that terms, like in that way, if at all if you think it is not possible. And the other thing, like transportation, some of the students travel by buses. So in buses, like the number of seating is for example 28. In India, which is very commonly seen, like if at all if there is a seating capacity of 28, driver is like management is carrying around 40 students in that bus. So there we are lacking over like social distancing. In other things, like if at all if we have to talk in playgrounds here there, so it is you, it is me, it is government, they can understand seriousness about corona, but not children. They are like not that mature to understand seriousness about these things. If at all if we unlock and schools are reopened for a day, for a week, and for a month, they can maintain the social distancing and all. So as soon as they start going there, as soon as they meet their friends, so they cannot wait for a long time, not meeting them, not sitting beside them, all these things. Definitely they'll rush. So they definitely lack. That is the only reason, or that is the only concern that I am thinking about.
Well, and any other suggestions you want to give to students and children in Hyderabad how to handle the pandemic?
Yeah, as if now, I would like to tell all the students, all the parents, all the teachers, and everyone who was like going with online classes, go through the online classes, gain your studies, yeah, go with your studies, gain your knowledge, gain your subject. It is like going to be all right. So for some time we have to manage ourselves. We have to work hard, and as soon as like we get any, as soon as like school gets reopened, as soon as the cases get decreased, then like we can enjoy our life until unless like we have to stay back home, we have to take care of like our education. Meanwhile, like students, after like I have noticed that they are not taking care of their diet. So each and every student, like how they used to be earlier, they have to be like that. Maintain good, look over your health, look over your education, and maintain your like a diet properly.
Well,
Perform like physical activities like at your home, like do some other exercises before like sitting in front of desktop PCs. Wear your like glasses.
well,
This
okay,
is
so
all thing like
that's
I would like to tell everyone.
that's very nice of you, and you have presented a really helpful instructions for the students to follow in this pandemic. And thank you so much for joining us in our Schools Can Show. So thank you.